In the early hours of the morning on the 7th of November 2007, Ismat Hassan was arrested by Israeli soldiers from his family home. They burst in, blindfolded and shackled 26-year-old Ismat, then dragged him away. Days later, his family were told he was being held without charge or trial because he was, quote, dangerous for the security of the region. They haven't seen him since. Ismat is a qualified tradesman and a member of a secular political party. Israel has yet to provide any evidence for why they are holding him without charge.
It feels like we're all in prison waiting to see our brother again. If the Israelis would just tell us when he'll be released.
According to a new report by 2 Israeli human rights groups, Ismat is one of 335 Palestinian men, women and children currently being held by Israel without charge or trial, a measure known as administrative detention. Almost half of those have been incarcerated for over a year. The widespread powers to detain Palestinians without trial comes from an Israeli military order rather than a state law. That means as the occupying power in the West Bank, Israel can and does detain hundreds of Palestinians at a time while protecting their own citizens from the same kind of detention. It's a policy, say rights groups, that contradicts Israel's claim to be a democratic state and a clear breach of international law which allows administrative detentions only in exceptional cases.
I don't know many democratic states who would use administrative detention these days, and definitely not democracies that would detain hundreds of people for very long periods of time.
Time Abdel-Razak will never get back. We visited him a few days after his release. Abdel-Razak is an intellectual and respected political activist. For that, he says, he's been put in administrative detention 3 times and spent a total of 7 years inside Israeli prisons without charge.
The most painful thing is when I am brought in front of the military judge. The lawyers stand there unable to defend me because the army claims that my file is secret.
The Israeli military told Al Jazeera, contrary to the report's claims, the administrative detention procedure takes place under a great deal of scrutiny. For Abdel-Razak and thousands like him, those words mean little in the face of reality. Years lost away from family and friends, and a lifetime fearing arrest for crimes they say they never committed and Israel has never proved. Sherine, Tadros, Al Jazeera in the occupied West Bank.